Good morning. Welcome back to another great Coffee Time podcast. This is episode 52. And today we have a very special guest that goes by the name of Alex. How's it going today, Alex?
Not too bad. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks for joining me. As this is your first pod, do you mind giving me a brief description of your background?
Well, as you mentioned, my name is Alex. I do a lot of video work. Sometimes it's in front of the camera, mainly behind it, though. Doing a lot of video production work for the last couple of years.
For the last couple of years. Sounds good. Before we get on top of the day, I do ask the weird question every single pod. What coffee are you drinking today?
I'm drinking that Starbucks Pike Roast.
Starbucks Pike Roast. This is a 52 episode. Everybody knows that I always do pure, dark, that type of guy. Today, the topic is going to be the differences between Final Cut and Adobe and which ones we prefer better. As you said, you were in video production for the last 2 years. What editing software do you prefer?
I usually use Final Cut Pro.
That's good. I use Adobe Premiere as it is versatility for both programs. Why do you use Final Cut Pro exactly?
You know, Final Cut Pro has benefits. Number one, payment. It's only $300 one time. You don't have to pay it again.
Yeah.
And it is the number one, as they say, the fastest rendering editing software. So that's like the number 1 and 2 reasons why I use it.
Yeah, that is true. You do have the fastest rendering speeds. But mine's more versatility. I'm able to use mine through Mac and Windows, whichever preferably platform that you want to pick. I'm also able to use After Effects and Photoshop within the program, as Adobe has a payment plan that I can use the whole Creative Cloud.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty good that you can use Adobe Premiere on both Mac and Windows. But the thing is, with Final Cut, like I said, you get the render speeds, it's crazy. And the other thing about Final Cut is it's just so easy to use. There's nothing too crazy about it. Where I find that Premiere tends to have this odd interface and whatever. But yeah, I get it. People like using it for professionalism, but whatever.
Yeah, I think I also know all the hotkeys within Adobe Premiere at this time because I've been working with it. So switching over to Final Cut at the moment, using different hotkeys, getting to know it again, it'll just bring down my editing time, and it's always about editing time, how fast I can edit throughout each video.
Exactly. I don't know any of the hotkeys on Premiere really, so that's again why I tend to use Final Cut. And I mean, for people that want to get into video editing and have been using a Mac and used iMovie, they can just jump into Final Cut because it's pretty much exactly the same thing, just more pro.
Exactly. That's why this topic is so heated. It really comes down to which operating system you like to use. Final Cut Pro is really good for Mac users and have great benefits. But Premiere is cross-platform and can support different Adobe programs. Looks like that's all the time we have today for the pod. Thanks again, Alex, for joining me.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Before you guys leave, be sure to follow the Coffee Time Podcast over all social media platforms at the Coffee Time Pod. Till next time, I'm your host, Reese, and have a great rest of your day.